So let's take a look at this 102 unpacking. I know several students are already on it. And so if you have the machine that has the tools already installed, it's already got these malware samples from the book Practical Malware Analysis right here on the desktop. And so I want to examine the strings with bin text. Bin text is a very handy tool from McAfee. And all it does is find all the readable strings in a file so you can see them. So I'm going to look at Lab 0102. So it's on the desktop, malware analysis, binary, chapter 1, lab 0102.exe. That's the one I want. Okay. And when you click go, it picks all the strings out of that file so you can read them. And every executable always starts with this program cannot be run in DOS mode. And then it has more files here, more strings here. And so here's some stuff that actually be kind of, when you're looking for strings in malware, you're typically looking for indicators of compromise, strings that you can use to identify infected machines. And here's something called malservice. And here's part of a URL, which looks like, if it was complete, might be the address of a command and control center. These are Windows API calls like OpenMutex. And if we go down more, you'll see more of them. Here's the name of libraries, kernel32.dil and msvcrt.dil. Those are Windows libraries. These are Windows API calls to call Windows functions like virtual, free, and internet open A to connect to an internet website. So there's things there, but the point is there's a really short list of strings here, and this is a packed file. You're not seeing the real executable. All you're seeing here is the unpacker. The actual strings in the packed file are, that's why it's broken up here. This HTTPW is broken up. So we need to unpack it. Now PEID is another way to tell that it's packed. PEID is a utility that lets you see what language a file is written in. So if you run this, it will just identify general information about a file. So if I open desktop, malware, binary, chapter 1, lab0102.exe, it tells me here nothing found, which means it could not find the language this file was written in. Normally, you'd see something here like C++. So, and then here's another clue. The segments of the file are UPX0, UPX1, and UPX2. And that is not normal at all. You'll see what normal files have for segments in a minute here. Let's look at it with PEView. Here's PEView. Well, I'm supposed to have PEView. That's disturbing. Let me see if I can find it. Start, PEView. Well, that's rude. I could download it, but it should already be on here. Maybe it's in all apps. Okay. It might, if I could, let's find a browser. This is Windows 11. I'm a little more lost than usual. I'd like a file browser. Okay. Now C, Windows Desktop, or not, C program files is where it ought to be. Let's see, C, program files. Nope, okay. It could be 32-bit. Is this thing going to move or what? Apparently not. C, program files, x86 perhaps. PE Studio, all right. Well, I think I'm going to have to download and install PEView. I don't understand why it's not pre-installed, but there's always something. PEView. Okay, there it is. And what online security? I don't know what this drivel is. All right. Why didn't it give me PE view? I want to go to this website and download PE view. And when I click it, some kind of garbage. Okay, finally, there we are. There, I saved this. All right. Okay. And there it is. So I can extract this. Extract all. Extract. All right. And there it is, PE view. Whenever it's done warning me about things, here we go. There's PE view. So let's get rid of all this other stuff. Somehow this window cannot be closed. Right-clicking does not work. There, close all windows. All right, here's PE view. So let's open that file. Not responding. What is this garbage? Well, maybe I'm going to have some trouble with Windows 11 here. Some garbage about activation. Okay, it's moving eventually. All right, so now desktop. PE view worked natively in Windows 10. I know it should work here. I think maybe I just forgot to install it, or maybe some of these anti-malware things got it. Okay, it's moving very slowly, but it is moving, I think. Binary collection. Chapter 1. I'm sort of interested in what the problem is. Let's see if I can get... it's hard to open Task Monitor on Windows 11. They've taken it away from right-clicking and hidden it. Like Microsoft always likes to hide everything. See if I can open its process, task viewer, task manager, that's it. All right, I just sort of like to know what's going on with my machine here, why it's so slow. Yep, it's using up 100% CPU to do something. And nope, now it's down. Okay, I'm just going to leave this around. If it's going to be that slow, it would be sort of interesting to know what the problem is. Anyway, this is how you view an executable in PE view, which is very handy. And what you're seeing here is just the raw contents of the file. Here's the hexadecimal value, and here's the ASCII values. And every Windows executable starts with MZ, and it always has this MS-DOS stub program. This program cannot be run in DOS mode, which is no longer used. And the real header starts down here with this PE mark. That's the portable executable header, which is the active part of a program these days. So here's the image DOS header with a lot of information that's not very important anymore. And here's the image NT header, which we'll look at more. And then come the sections that it uses to run the file. And a normal file has sections like .text and .data. This is a packed file, so it has these strange section titles, UPX0, UPX1, and UPX2. Now you can see the import directory here in the UPX2 section. And this is where it imports all the libraries it's going to need. It's going to need 4 libraries, kernel 32, advanced API, MSV CRT, and WinINet, which does internet functions. So that shows you what the libraries this file is going to use and what sections it has. And you can examine it with CFF Explorer also. Okay, if I right-click on the file, I should be able to explore it with CFF Explorer. So let's see if I can open this folder. Or I'm just going to get some kind of grief. Okay. binary collection, chapter 1. There's the file, right-click, and I thought I might be able to open with CSS Explorer, but I think Microsoft is hiding the Open With menu. There, Open with CFF Explorer. I just have to get past the Windows 11 attempt to conceal this menu from me. All right, and now I'm in CFF Explorer. And so if I go to the import directory here, it will show me the libraries that are used. All right. And here, you see kernel 32, advanced API, in these libraries. It has 6 functions here, and one in each of those. So this is what you're seeing is the unpacker. And if you click on it, it'll tell you the exact functions that are used, load library A and so on. And in WinINet, it uses Internet Open A. So you can see the libraries that are used handily here in CFF Explorer. So let's unpack the file, which we can do with UPX. UPX is an open source packer, and this is a packed file. So if I go to the command line and I move to that folder, which is desktop, and then practical malware analysis, and whoops, I didn't make it, CD. All right, and now it's binary collection, and dir cd chapter 1. Oops. All right. And now dir. And now it's lab01, so I can extract this thing. If I run UPX, it tells me how the ultimate packer works. It's a free downloadable open source packer. And here we're going to unpack it. So it's UPX and the decompress and output to lab 0102 unpacked. Can't see what I'm doing. Okay, unpacked .exe, and the input is lab. Whoa, I shouldn't have hit tab. It's okay, lab 0102 dot. Nope, weird stuff is happening when I hit tab. Wow, tab completion is messed up in Windows 11. Well, that's life. All right. Whoa. All right. When you hit tab, now I can't. All right, let me just try this again. I think the wraparound feature is messed up. So let me try this again. UPX minus D minus O. I'm going to call it lab 0102 unpacked .exe, and then lab -01-02.exe. That's the command. And it file not found exception lab 0102. Oh, there should be no dash. All right. There. Let's see what that does. There. Okay. So the file was 3 kilobytes, and it expands to 16 kilobytes. Now I see there's something about a typo. I see some comments and something about Packer. Is that correct? Packer is an open source tool for creating identical. No, that has nothing to do with it. That's identical machine images. No, that's not it. This UPX is a file, an executable packer, an open source one. It is not related to whatever that other packer tool is. And this is used by people who want to conceal the strings in their files, typically because they're making malware. So this file that was 3 kilobytes has now expanded to 16 kilobytes. And if we look at the unpacked file with PEID, we will now see what language it is written in. So let's run PEID on the unpacked file, which is this one. And now you can see it's written in Microsoft Visual C++. So it's no, and also now you can see the sections are .text, .rdata, and .data, and those are the normal sections that you expect to see in an executable file. All right. And if we examine it with PE View, which I think I have to run from my Downloads folder, here's PE View. All right. And let's see if it's going to run okay. Okay, looks like after you get it installed, no, maybe it's going to continue to be very slow. All right. Looks like some feature of that file is hostile to Windows 11. But it did get it working as long as I was patient before. Yep. Okay, I opened the unpacked file. There we are. Okay. And now you can see it has the normal things, text, rdata, and data. And I guess that's all I wanted to look at here. That's the normal stuff you'll see. And if I open it with CFF Explorer, I would like to do, this is going to continue to be strange. Let's see if I have a folder open to it. I don't. So let's go in here. All right, and here. All right, and if I right-click the Unpacked, and then go here to see the real right-click menu that Windows 11 is hiding, then I can open with CFF Explorer. And now I can look at the imports, and you'll see before it was just 6 functions here and 1 in each of those, and now it has more functions, like 2 Internet Open functions here from the Internet Library, and several functions from each of these other libraries. So it's a more complicated internal file once you unpack it. And if you look at the strings again, you'll find a flag, and you'll find these complete, also the complete Command and Control Center URL, which is the kind of thing you want to identify malware. And for the last one here, you'll just have to examine this file in PEID to see the name of the packer. There's another open source packer that malware authors use. So that's packing and unpacking files, and it also gets you started at seeing the internal structure of files and the sections that are in there. So let me stop that one.